Short answer? No. You can end the video right now. But I can't deny, on the surface, things aren't looking so good. AI, layoffs, the economy. For a generation that was born during the dot-com bubble, had their college fund wiped out by the GFC, and graduated during a pandemic, it seems like fate has had Zoomers destined for misery. I mean, we can start with the fact that AI has cooked the entry level. The number of entry-level jobs has fallen harder than the number of children named Osama after 2001. Back in the day, hiring an intern was almost a necessity. We always needed someone to write boilerplate, set up a project, fix the bug that's been sitting in the backlog for months. But AI has made writing code a lot quicker. There's also another AI, the more powerful version, otherwise known as actually Indians, but more formally known as offshoring. With the rise in remote work, a lot of companies decided to offshore entire dev teams. This hasn't made getting a dev job in the developing world any easier. Companies looking to offshore aren't doing it to nurture future talent, but get the most experience for the least dollars. Because if there's one thing the world has learned, it's that programming equals money. And this is the third reason Gen Z got cooked. #learn to code. The go-to solution for unemployment in the 2010s was #learn to code, but programming, like anything else, is a skill. It requires competence, motivation, and a knack for problem solving. Programming isn't a band-aid solution to poor economic planning, but as bootcamps kept popping up at the rate Pirate Software mentions he works at Blizzard, the junior dev market has gotten oversaturated to the point of no return. Now, although things look pretty bad, we also live in a time where startup founders are younger than ever, and there are literal children writing better code than professionals. The only solution to all this doom? Take initiative. Technology is an exciting field, where you can actually demonstrate competence outside of having a job, and there's many ways to do this. Build something. I know, it's oversaid, but there's truth to this. Whether it's a project, startup, a community, even content, build anything. Something you care about, something you find useful, and something you can show off. That's because programming is a very social skill. Large code bases, open source projects, communities, and even content aren't built and maintained by a single person. And once you get involved building something, you'll eventually find more people, or people will find you. Another great aspect of building something is that it broadens your skills. Having a broad skill set works in two ways. You can adopt the mindset of a T-shaped developer, which means you have a broad set of skills, such as DevOps, front-end databases, but you focus in on one area. But you can extrapolate this even further. For example, along with programming, I also know video editing. You can combine programming with a bit of design, programming with a bit of data, or programming with a bit of professional yapping. With the pace of the current economy, generalization is the new specialization, at least at the junior level. There's excellent content out there to learn new tech pretty quickly. And a final piece of initiative you can take is to cold approach. Gen Z seem to be addicted to these cold approach videos, but hardly seem to use them. I'm not saying to go and spam a bunch of people on LinkedIn. You should look for companies that have recently raised money, research their product, and think about ways you can add value to their company, and send well-thought-out messages based on that. Here's a pro tip. Email tends to work better than LinkedIn. 10 messages per day for 10 days is 100 potential opportunities. Fundamentally, tech is just like this. There will be good times, bad times, and times COBOL is in production. You just have to be willing to put the work in and ride out the waves. And if you're taking up my advice on starting a company, you should check out Mobin.com, the sponsor of today's video. Mobin is the world's largest design reference library, with thousands of user flows and screens referenced off apps you probably use every day. What I love the most about Mobin is their attention to detail. You can understand what's trending with a glance, and everything is broken down with accuracy. Like, take a look at the categories, their specific screens, UI elements with accurate terminology, and being able to search for exact user flows. Getting started on Mobin is easy. You can filter down with their categories, like looking up a dashboard for developer tools specifically on the web. From here, I can analyze the exact user journey and dig even deeper into the user journey using Mobin's awesome flow tree. The flow tree lets you navigate the user journey layer by layer, down to specific actions. And once I'm done analyzing, I can export my project to Figma to get started. You can find me on Mobin at Big Box Suite, and while you're there, use my link mobin.com/BigBoxSuite to give Mobin a try for free and save 20% off Mobin Pro. Thank you so much to Mobin for sponsoring this video, and thank you for your time. I am Big Box.